This week's Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education winner is Mr. Chris Kozaczynski with the Walker Winter Elementary School. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Very excited.
Well, your nominator sent in a video. Let's take a look.
I nominated Mr. Kozaczynski, or as his students call him, Mr. Chris, because he has got to be one of the best teachers I have ever come across in my kids' schooling years and in my schooling years. He goes above and beyond to make sure every child in his class feels special and engaged. When classes shut down due to COVID, the students had already made a Skype call to 6 out of the 7 continents to learn something unique about each of them. And with just a couple days left in the school year, even though they were at home, Mr. Chris made sure that they got in their 7th continent Skype call, which was to Australia. This made them feel so special and that their year was actually being complete, even though everything had been taken away from them right out from under them during COVID.
Wow. Yeah, that was something special. I mean, the chance to complete that really meant a lot to us, especially, I mean, it meant a lot to me, but to make sure that the kids got that experience, because we started out the year with the goal of Skyping a scientist or a researcher or somebody on every continent on Earth. And when we found out we were going to be going into the virtual, it's like, oh, we missed it. So to make that come together and to have it stand out that way, I know it meant a lot for the kids too, but to see that a parent, really took the time for that's something special.
And you really go above and beyond the classroom outreach. So you do these Skypes, you do extra things. Tell me about that.
We look for just trying to make the learning as meaningful as possible. Get beyond like the workbook or the activities in the classroom so the kids can connect to see what's the real things happening, just at the ground level for the research that's happening out there, beyond what's more than just the Google kind of search that they could do, and that they can actually hear about things that are happening out there and connect it to what we're learning about in the classroom. And that just makes it so much more engaging and so much more fun for them and for me.
I want to know about the chocolate dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh. We were doing a research project, and one of the things we normally would do in the classroom is we would just have these molds that we'd make like just chocolate fossils, because they're meant for plaster, but chocolate's better because you can eat it. Yeah. So we made these chocolate fossil pieces, and to get them to the kids, we had to set something up because we weren't at school at the time. So what we did is we found a McDonald's not too far from school, and met the kids there. Had a little open the trunk, and kids swung by on a rotating schedule, got a picture with the dinosaur, got their chocolate piece to go with their project, so they can put everything together and kind of just get it all wrapped up and have all the little fun pieces put together with it.
Now, Mr. Chris, all this takes extra work. Why do you do it?
It's needed to get the kids the quality of the experience. Is that just that little extra of how can you do something that's just going to be fun for them, and something that's going to be the piece that really stands out for them that they remember down the road. It's going to make it so much more meaningful of just putting all that knowledge together, and it just fits right when you do that little extra fun piece that it's the above and beyond that just makes sense to it.
How do you want to be remembered as a teacher?
That it was enjoyable, that I made it fun, made it a place they wanted to come to every day. I have had parents tell me that their kid might have a fever, and this was years back, and they have a fever and they want to go to school and they're just crying because they can't go to school. And in a sense, that connection and that love of learning that they carry on with them beyond the classroom once they've left me, and they remember that it was a time that they enjoyed. And I still have students come back, visit me years later saying, I love 2nd grade. So that's what I want to have.
You have a favorite quote by Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
And to paraphrase it a bit, it's not what you say or do, but it's ultimately how you make people feel. And I think for the students that come back, they'll like kind of look around the room, and I have those high school kids that come in, they're like, oh, it's a lot smaller than I remember it. And they just basically say like, yeah, I liked it. I like being here. This was fun. And it's really that you put that effort into getting to know them as a student, showing that you really truly care about their successes. When they're struggling, they know they can come to you, and it's not anything that's going to be any threatening kind of way, but you're there to support, and they can feel that confidence in, yeah, let me open up and let me share my successes with you, let me share my struggles with you.
And tell me what it's like for you when you see that child, that student light up because they understand.
That's what it's all about. And if you talk to any teachers, those moments, that's what makes it worthwhile. You have to enjoy that piece of conveying that strategy or that skill. And when they put those pieces together, you can see that moment when it actually, those gears mesh together, like, oh, I get it. And that just spills over into the other learning they're going to do because they now understand this piece and how that piece is going to connect. And when they make those connections, the learning snowballs.
Well, thank you for what you do,
Thank you so much.
making a difference.
Thank you.
Chris receives a $1,500 check from the Michigan Lottery, and his class at Walker Winter Elementary in Canton receives a $500 grant. Excellence in Education Award sponsored by the Michigan Lottery, providing more than $24.5 billion to public education since 1972.